Hey, Ryan, you'll never guess what happened to me today.
What's up?
I'm going to make us millions.
What, really?
I accidentally invented something in the garage today.
Oh, what'd you invent?
Check it out. You're going to love this.
That's a hammer.
Wow, that's like super close to what I was going to call it. I was going to call it the slammer.
No, like that's actually a hammer that's already been invented.
Is it noon yet?
It's slammer time. Hey everybody, thanks for staying up till noon. My name is Ryan.
My name's Cory.
So you invented the slammer?
Yeah, the slammer. I don't care what you say. I don't care that it says Mastercraft on there.
You can buy that from Home Depot for like $4.
Or patent pending. I bet you it's a weak patent. I invented this.
Oh.
I mean, I pulled a few items off the shelf, and this claw head fell on top of here, and I was like, man, we don't have to go back to like using our hands, rocks and stuff.
Yeah, we've been using just rocks from the whole time till now.
This is my invention. I don't care what you say. Well, as you can clearly see, that this episode is Accidental Inventions.
All right.
I'm going to start it off after I have a sip.
No, we have to start now. Start now.
Hey, I invented this. No.
Water. I'll call it wet liquid.
Invention 1. The person's name, Percy Spencer. The year, 1946. What happened? With the end of World War II, the Raytheon engineer was looking for other uses for the magnetron, which generated the microwaves used for radar systems. You can probably guess what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
While Spencer was standing next to the device one day, a chocolate bar in his pocket melted. Big discovery. The magnetron worked even to heat food, therefore the creation of the microwave.
That's a pretty good invention to stumble across.
I mean, that's
everybody uses that.
what do we? Yeah, like a lot of things that we take for granted. Like, can you imagine not being without a microwave?
It'd be pretty difficult to live without it because everything would just be heated with like in a pan, or I guess over a fire.
But
that's a pretty good invention. Like, especially that means he was microwaving himself because his chocolate bar was melting in his pocket.
Yeah.
And I wonder how old he lived.
And when I was doing a little bit of research on that, the first microwaves were the size of a room.
Yeah, they're huge.
Just like a computer.
That's right.
I mean, so that's
Yeah, see, that's a sweet invention either way because everybody uses them, and plus I guess without the invention of the microwave, frozen food would really be pretty
You know what? I'm sure there's lots of other amazing scientific things that the microwave is used for, but
frozen food.
We all know we won't be able to eat as fast.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way I see it. I got a pretty good one here too. The inventor is Horace Wells. The year is 1844. Basically, in its heyday, nitrous oxide was strictly used as a party toy. Basically alcohol, but back in the day they used nitrous oxide. So it made people basically high. They would just laugh at everything because it's laughing gas, right?
People still do.
But a friend, because he was a dentist. Horace Wells was a dentist, and a friend of his did a little bit too much. And when he did a little bit too much, he actually cut his leg open. And the dentist is like, "Are you all right?" He's like, "Yeah. Why wouldn't I be all right?" It's like, "You have a huge cut. You're bleeding everywhere." And he was obviously really full of nitrous oxide and high at the time.
They were probably still laughing their asses off.
Oh yeah, they were all laughing. So basically, that formed the invention of anesthesia.
Very cool.
So that's
what year again?
1844.
Holy moly!
So I guess nitrous oxide was, used often back then, at parties. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Just good invention nonetheless.
This next gentleman, Alexander Fleming, in 1928, halfway through an experiment with bacteria, Fleming up and went on vacation. The slob that he was, he left a dirty Petri dish in the lab sink. I'm sure a lot of us know where we're going with this.
I know exactly where this is
still,
going.
I mean, this is one of the biggest discoveries ever.
Yeah.
When he got back, he found bacteria had grown all over the plate, except in an area where the mold had formed. discovery of penicillin.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, who would ever think? Like,
No kidding.
I still to this day, when we're taking penicillin for bronchitis and stuff, we're thinking like, this is basically mold. Like,
yeah,
basically
it's,
bacteria.
yeah,
Like,
it's crazy to think about. And plus, like, it's probably the most useful thing in medicine
Yeah.
that's ever like
Yeah.
come to fruition. Like, thankfully he did that.
Yeah.
But obviously he wasn't the first person to do that. He wasn't the first person to leave a dish and be like, oh, mold, like, but he was the first, I guess, scientist who was like, there's probably a use to this bacteria.
to actually put two and two together and figure out a proper use for it.
Well, kudos to him. Kudos to him for doing that.
Thanks for penicillin.
I'm happy that he did that, because I'm sure a lot of our lives would be a lot more difficult. So I got one. Inventor Thomas Adams, the year is 1870. Basically, he was experimenting with a shickle, the sap from a South American tree, as a substitute for rubber. So, I guess he was looking for something to substitute rubber. I guess rubber was hard to get back then. After mounting failures, the dejected inventor popped a piece into his mouth, like, of sap. I don't know why. Maybe, I guess sap kind of smells good sometimes. So obviously, right when he popped it, he was like, "This is really good. This is like it's fun to chew on, basically." And obviously, Thomas Adams was New York's #1 at becoming a mass production of chewing gum of the whole entire world back then.
That's
so
amazing.
that's like, chewing gum nowadays is just like so like concentrated sugar.
I was just gonna say, chewing gum nowadays is like the furthest thing from sap.
Yeah.
Like, there's all kinds of
crap.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess that makes sense, like, in terms of finding rubber, because a lot of people say, old timey people say, "Oh, pop a piece of rubber in your mouth and chew on it," right? So I guess that's where that came from. Was he was looking for a rubber substitute and ended up making chewing gum. That's pretty cool, though. That's so much like, if he didn't pop that in his mouth, we probably wouldn't have gum at all. Like, much like all the other, but that's like pretty disgusting to do.
Yeah.
Like, to be like, "Oh, this isn't working at all," and he's like, "That sap looks so good."
Like, he was obviously chewing on it, and it was sticky and gummy, and he was there, and like, I can't swallow this because it's so sticky. But he just enjoyed
like
chewing on it.
This is like a good taste. Maybe it has good flavor. I don't know. Yeah.
But who, again, to have the guts to actually market something to say, here's like a food like substance that you put in your mouth, you chew, and you have to throw it away. You have to spit it out after.
You have to spit it out.
You have to throw it away.
You have to spend money on this, and especially back then, like, money was hard to come by.
He's had his. If I have the same guts as he did, I would market this, right?
Yeah.
Even though you're pooping on my parade. This one here I didn't know. When I looked it up here, I found it really interesting. There's no one particular person that it credits here, but it just says the scientists at Pfizer. The year, it's pretty recent, 1992. And what happened? A Welsh hamlet was ground zero for a test on a pill to fight angina. Unfortunately, for the afflicted person, it had little success against the disease. But the discovery, and I can't imagine like how this happened. Like, he was either incredibly excited or really scared. But though the fight against angina didn't work, the men taking part in the study refused to give up on their medicine. They switched gears because Viagra was discovered. So while they were doing this, they're like, "Hey, I still feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack, but my wiener's like 10 sizes bigger." And like, how did that happen?
Kidding.
Like, that's amazing.
That's to be in a controlled group. Like, okay, we're sorry you're dying from this disease. We have the potential cure for you. Take this, and him to come back and be like, "You're more sick than ever, but you seem really happy." like, I don't think the pills are working. He's like, "No, they're working. Like, give me more."
That's amazing.
Yeah,
and why do they choose it to be a blue pill?
Yeah, totally. That was just good thoughts on their half. So I got the last one here. This one goes back pretty far. There's no actual inventor for this one as well. It's just a Dutch shipmaster in 16th century.
So how do we know this? It's crazy.
What happened was, I guess they had, obviously liquor back then was like always, like, they had so much of it, right? It was used as currency, but he used to heat and concentrate wine in order to make it easier to transport. with the idea of adding water to reconstitute it when it arrived, which makes sense. The more boil it, the more you can carry, go back. Water is easy to find.
Yeah.
Big discovery, though, was that concentrated wine is better when it's watered down. So what did that mean? He created burnt wine, or brandewijn in Dutch, which became a big hit. He obviously shortened it to brandy, so he ended up inventing brandy. And since then, and since after a few drinks there's no way to pronounce brandewijn, they just named it brandy instead.
Interesting.
Which makes sense, I guess. Can I have one brandewijn, please?
There's probably lots of alcoholic beverages that were created
by mistake.
Totally, just by mixing things.
But brandy is like pretty damn good too.
In 16th century.
Yeah, 16th century. Like
Wow.
he must have been stoked for that. Like as a shipmaster, being able to find like, hey, this is way better than wine.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, and you can carry more of it. He's probably pretty excited for that.
Did he get a patent?
No, I don't think he did. He did. There's no name of a mention, like no mention of a name, so he's probably doesn't have a patent for it.
Very interesting.
Yeah, very cool. That being said, guys, maybe you know some cool accidental inventions that you'd like to know about, or if maybe you just want to comment on one of them, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll provide more information. Or if you have more information, just let us know. We'd like to know more about some of this stuff. So,
For sure.
yeah.
Please like and share this video, like all our videos.
And as well, don't forget to subscribe so you can get updates for our daily updates of update.
Yep.
New
Lots
videos.
of updates.
Monday to Friday.
Check us out, facebook.com/uptillnoon. Best way to get a hold of us. You'll
Yes.
see the progress on my slammer invention.
Hammer, you said it.
Never mind, I forget.
As well, guys, we also have mugs for sale, $20. Hit us up on Facebook if you're interested in one. And as always,
Thanks for staying up till noon. Hey everyone, wasn't that a great episode? Click above me to see our previous video.
If you're binge watching and want to check out the next one, click right up here.
Check us out on all of social media's finest platforms such as Facebook,
Twitter,
Instagram.
our Google Plus, and our Snapchat username is UpTillNoon.
Visit our website above.
UpTillNoon.com.
We'll take you to where you want to go for all our social media links.
Yeah.